I have the pleasure of welcoming Dr. Arjun Dhanny with me today. AIPG Dental Entrance Exam 2015, rank 186. Congratulations, Dr. Arjun, on your wonderful performance. DAMS is proud of you on your achievement. How are you feeling?
Feeling great, and I'm really glad that I joined DAMS. And obviously, with God's grace, I'm here, and I'm really obliged that I got up to this place. That somebody told me about DAMS, and I'm in a position of choosing a branch of my own choice.
We definitely wish you success for that. And now that we have started this conversation, let me ask you a very formal question. What was DAMS' role in your achievement?
DAMS played a major role. I actually got selected last year, and I actually got pedodontics. But due to some last moment changes, my seat got cancelled just 2-3 days before my MDS started off. And I almost wasted around 4-5 months fighting for my seat, but I was only left with 5 odd months to prepare for this exam. I spoke to a few DAMS faculty here, and I got to know about it, and they really lifted me up from whatever sorrows and whatever depression, and I was really upset, because in this exam, attitude matters the most. If there is some amount of thing that you can do it, that's when you can crack it. Because if you're going for this kind of a war, you can't expect to lose. You have to fight for it. So DAMS really helped me a lot in getting this hold onto myself, so that I can proudly say that I belong to DAMS. I really felt good about it.
That's very wisely put by you, but I would really say that these are the words from a hard worker, a real winner from life, who was, seen hard times last year and who have come victoriously with flying colors. We are talking to Dr. Arjun Dhanny here, rank 186, AIPG Dental Entrance Exam 2015. Dr. Arjun, as we all know, the DAMS is quite active on the online medium. Well, a few words from you on DAMS online achievement, like the DAMS exclusive club, the test series, and the CBT exams that we conduct.
I think the DAMS exclusive club is the best club on the social media. I mean, nothing beats it, because in actually all other groups, there's no specialized faculty that tackles your problems. Over here, specialized, you get a focus on the, they have much more knowledge, and they can really give you authentic answers. And the best part is that they are always interested and keen in helping students, and they never fail. And I've always seen you almost get instant answers, and you don't really have to search for the answers, especially the difficult, in which 2 options are very close. So they put up multiple references that really helps us to to get the right answer. Maybe that gives an edge to all the DAMS students.
Can you elaborate a little about the CBT exams that we conduct?
I actually joined this test series also, and I think it was a big thing. The best thing about it was that they had this pattern of solving 200 MCQs in just 120 minutes. That actually made us feel that how to manage time, how to improve your actually speed along with accuracy. That is the most important thing. And they've really whatever mistakes you do, they would actually separately give us all the inputs about various subjects, where all we have faulted and where we have to work on. So that way CBT was a big thing, and I almost gave almost all the exams, though I didn't get a very good rank there, but thankfully here I somehow got it.
That's very nice to know, and that's what DAMS has been doing from past 15 years. We've been mentoring doctors for their needs with respect to career-oriented exams. Now, I take this discussion further. How did you prepare for examination? Everybody would like to know that.
It's a mix of a lot of things. Attitude, I think, is the biggest thing that is needed for this exam. Last year I wasn't holding on to myself, especially in the last 10-15 days. That is the time I think the mental game plays a big role, because what I feel is that the top 500 students almost have the same knowledge. What matters here most is that how calm you keep yourself and how much focused, because even in this exam I got panicked for a while, but then I thought, and I told to myself that there's no point panicking and making errors and all. So that attitude matters the most. Time management obviously is a very important thing. Also, books everybody knows, but what more important is that do not do too much of it. Too much of everything. I would say less is more, because over here you do less and you gain more out of it. You do less, you actually think you may not be able to beat others, but you would be able to, and others would do more and get less. So that's my mantra.
That is very nicely and aptly answered. But Dr. Arjun, let me ask you here, in your entire time in DAMS, what was the difference you felt, at the time of joining the DAMS course, and at the time when you were ready to take the tough exam of AIPG Dental Entrance Exam 2015?
The DAMS exams really made us familiarized, and kind of all the online exams used to look as authentic as the actual paper. That really made us feel that we are actually giving the actual exam. But the most important thing is we need to give every exam seriously and as if we are actually giving a proper attempt. So in that way you get rehearsed with all these things, and you end up feeling not as much panicked as you would be while you're giving the final exam. That way it really helps a lot.
Right. Let me remind my listeners here that we are talking to Dr. Arjun Dhanny, AIPG Dental Entrance Exam 2015, rank 186. A little while back, Dr. Arjun, you mentioned about the time management. Can you be a little more elaborate and precise on this? Because this is something which is very important for every student to know, to how to manage his time while they're preparing for a tough exam.
Yeah. I would say that last year when I was preparing, I used to literally study for an average of 12 to 14 hours. And I felt that it actually exhausted me to that, you get burnt out by the end of the year, and you won't actually feel like trying harder. When you start your actual preparation with a little less amount of time, like around 8 to 9 hours at an average, you'll notice that you can actually gain stamina and increase your hours at the end. Whereas if you try to burn out too much energy in the beginning, you may not be able to get it at the end. And what really matters here is that how do we manage our knowledge? First, most important thing is, first half of our preparation we should definitely be focusing on basics. Don't even do repeats, don't even touch them. Obviously dental repeats, explanatory answers are quite important, but don't just make a concept out of it. Add notes to your pulse synopsis, and then in the last 3-4 months just pick up the repeats and start to work on it more, because by then your basics have already become strong. And also one which I've seen a lot of people doing, which I also did the same mistake last year, is the question banks. There are immense question banks right now, SRship and all other things, and I've seen that it really doesn't help, because what matters here is once your basics are good, you may anyways be able to solve 80% of it. And never start your preparation with your question banks, because they don't really build up your concepts. They are just to assess it. You won't build it up. So what really matters is concepts should be made in the first half. Second half, leave it for the question banks. I actually did question banks only in the last month, and it was a risk, but I thought that let me hold on to the basics first before I get on to other things.
So what I can gather from your valuable inputs is that you should consolidate your theory in the initial months, followed by revision in the last, right? And the revision should be thorough, related with the MCQ solving, and as well as correcting your basics. That's really wonderful of you to have shared these valuable inputs with us. In all this preparation time when you were consolidating and revising, how did DAMS help you in your preparation?
By the end of the session, what happens is that you end up getting a lot of books come into the market, especially by the end of the session, and all books give different answers. You literally, and every book is, justifies it in its own way, and you feel at the end that all answers are right. So what really matters here is that your time should be saved. We don't have time to search for answers. Basic things we can easily search on Google, but then certain things cannot be searched. A lot of things, out of 200 you will at least find 10 questions which will be a mix of two options which both might be right. So what is important here is that we must definitely try to actually get on to the dams club so that we can save our time and we can manage it well.
Now, putting a little more this discussion to a forward level, I must ask you here that the entire dams regime that you have joined with us, how did the evaluation during the preparation by dams help you? I'm just asking about the tests that were given to you. How did they help you in your preparation?
I joined dams test series a little late because I was stuck with my last year's seat, fighting for that case and all. So I had a huge bunch of exams that I had to solve, and I also decided that there's no point assessing yourself while you are building up your concepts. It's better while you've already built them up, then you start to assess it. So I started all these test series in my last 2 months, where somewhat I managed to build up my concepts. So tests are basically to just assess, they can't build up your concepts and all. So that is what is the most important thing. I gave all the exams, and when you give exams a little late, you will even be able to remember the answers or whatever shortcomings that you were facing before.
So these tests help you to evaluate yourself.
Absolutely, it really helped me a lot.
Which teachers influenced you most in dams?
I would say Dr. Gaurav Ram, and then Dr. Sumer Sethi sir, and I think everybody, even Dr. Kapil also was great, and everybody was very they had a very positive attitude, that you can win, and it's not that that you just have to study so much of stuff. They really help you to say that they really make you feel that you can actually do it. So that's what helps us the most.
Well, that's too modestly put. I would say it's all your hard work that brings such wonderful results at the end of the day. We're talking to Dr. Arjun Dhanny here, AIPG Dental Entrance Exam 2015, rank 186. Arjun, now tell me, which branch are you going to opt?
My rank is such, I think I would get OS, maybe in Chennai. That's what I wanted to do. Let's hope what God gives me.
Definitely you will get what you have been looking for. Any message for the future Damsonians, Dr. Arjun?
One thing what I have learned is less is more. Just follow that thing, because you try to do so much, it's humanly impossible to revise at the end. Just revise what our basic books are, like Pulse, Mudad Khanna, Amit Ashish, and basic question banks. We must know the difference between must do, should do, and then could do. We should know the difference. If we put must do, if we put should do or could do over must do, that's going to spoil our future, really affect it. So that's the most important thing. Less is more. Give priority to must do, then comes should do, and then could do. If you can't do could do, it's not a bad thing. You may not lose, but if you do could do, you may lose. So you need to strike a balance. You should know whether you've done must do or not. So that's the thing. Follow that.
Any message to your juniors regarding joining DAMS Quest?
I would strongly say that you must join DAMS, because everything is good about it. They give you a positive attitude. They support you when you are not in your best of mood and all. And obviously all the test series are very good, and any error in the test series you can easily post it on the DAMS Club and they'll instantly correct it, and you won't have to waste time in looking into books and all that. So that's how I would really say that I should join DAMS, definitely.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arjun Dhanny, rank 186, AIPG Dental Entrance Exam 2015. We wish you all the best in life. God bless you and have a wonderful future in whatever endeavors you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.